Hey yo, this the KID, the Kid Capri, man. You know how it goes down. We don't do nothing without no DJ, alright? That's what you watching.
Welcome to the Without No DJ podcast. I'm your man, B-Man, and today I got somebody very special with me. One of the biggest DJs I know, one of my inspirations. He's worked with everybody from So Def to BBD to New Edition. We got DJ Shakim here with us today.
Yes. Greetings.
How you doing, man?
I'm well, brother. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here.
All right, no doubt.
So let's get right into it, man.
Okay.
So a lot of people have the misconception that you're from South Carolina, but I think that you're from New York. So let's clear the air and let's get that straight.
Okay, so originally I'm born and raised in New York. I went to school at South Carolina State.
Okay.
So, I officially became a man in South Carolina. So I call South Carolina my second home or my first home. And
Okay.
I've been down south longer than I've been up north.
Okay.
So, the South is my home.
Okay.
So
How long have you been in the South?
Since 18.
Wow.
Actually, since 17. I graduated high school here in Charlotte. I graduated
Really?
at Garinger High School, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I graduated at Garinger.
So you know Charlotte pretty well?
Yeah. I don't know the new Charlotte. I know the old.
Charlotte.
Yeah, I know the circa 1990, 91 Charlotte. But I'm liking this new Charlotte thing. Like this is it right here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
So you're a Bulldog?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. So what was life growing up like in New York? What was a typical day for Shakim as a kid?
Oh man, a typical day. Probably. Let me give you a summer day. I won't give you a school day because those days weren't so typical. In the summer, me and my brother, we wake up probably like 7 o'clock in the morning, go out and play ball literally from 7:30 till the sun went down,
Okay.
and then both of us got into music at the same time. My older brother, he actually lives here too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he lives in Kannapolis. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So we got into music. We had a mutual friend of ours, my man Edwin, and
Okay.
he had a little brother named Bernie. His father was a Jamaican DJ,
All right.
so he had turntables and everything set up at the house. So we would go to his house. He wasn't allowed to have company during the day, so we would go on the roof,
On the roof?
come down the fire escape because his neighbors were watching whoever came knocking on the door, the apartment door.
Yeah.
So we coming through the window. So we go all the way up to the 7th floor, to the roof, walk down the fire escape to come into his apartment that way, so nobody knew he was in there. So we stay in there, eat all his Twinkies up every day. His mother kept Twinkies in the house for some reason, and we just tore them up. But we all used to rap, and we all used to DJ. We had a crew, so
Okay.
we all DJ, we all rap. So we said, okay, somebody got to be the DJ, and somebody got to be the rapper.
Okay.
So we had a contest that said, okay, whoever's the weakest rapper is going to have to be the DJ.
Oh, man.
Right. So I was the weakest rapper,
All right.
so I became the DJ.
Okay.
So if it wasn't for Edwin, letting me rock on his father's set, I wouldn't be here today because, he every morning, every day, he'd be like, yo, come through. And we would just be in there. He had to set up in his living room.
Right.
And we would be in there all day from 8 in the morning till his mother and father came home from work. So we would slide out the fire escape going back up and go back out, take the elevator back down, so nobody saw us coming in and out. Sorry, Edwin. I hope you ain't watching. Hope your mom's there. Hey.
Okay.
It's a long time ago. But my block where I'm from, I was born in Manhattan.
Okay.
Raised in the Bronx, but I call Queens home because that's where I started my musical journey.
Right.
So on my block, Colden, 45th and Colden, Casino Boulevard, we had people like Large Professor, Main Source,
Yep.
Royal Flush. We had Shy Skills, rest in peace, Shy Skills. Like all of us are from the same block.
Okay.
And my man Vander Mater, and I remember my very first party. I was DJing for the twins, Sean and Vaughn Henry.
Okay.
And they had a little basement red light party. So I'm in there, my hands are shaking. I can't even put the needle on the record. I'm so nervous. I'm nervous. So Paulie, they come in. Large Professor comes in.
Whoa.
Van comes in. This is before they even had a record out. He's like,
Whoa.
yo, sit side over. We're going to show you how to do this. So I actually, my first party, I didn't DJ the whole thing. I actually watched.
Okay.
You know, so I watched Large Professor and I watched Shy Skills and Van, and they showed me, you know, how to rock a party, you know.
Right.
And ever since then, you know, I was like totally hooked. So like, I got to be at least on that level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just watching them cats growing up, you know, not even knowing the greatness that they were aspired to be,
Right.
you know, a couple of years later. But, you know, growing up in Queens, you know, it was a lot of DJs out there, man. There's a lot of DJs out there. But those cats right there really helped me, first of all, to get over my nervousness, because I couldn't even put the needle on the record. I was so nervous, you know.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was, you know, New York was it was a good time in New York back then, like 85, 86, 87.
Wow.
You know, all the way up to like 89, 90. It was just, you know, great music, a whole lot of DJs, a whole lot of creativity, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the first day I learned how to transform scratch.
Oh, yeah?
Man, you couldn't tell me nothing, man. I called my brother. I was like, yo, I got it. And it was on I want to say it made Chic. I think it was Good Times.
Wow.
And I hit it one time, and he was like, yep, that's it. It's like my brother's like my biggest influence musically and personally. Like he'll tell me, yo, that's whack, to my face. Like that.
Oh, wow.
That's what I need. You know, he always, yo, that's garbage, man. Stop. Do it again. You know, if you're gonna do it right. You know. And
right.
He DJs as well. He just very low key with it.
Yeah.
So when he comes to the house now, he goes in the, you know, in the studio and just zones out for hours. I just leave him in there and just press record on the Pro Tools and just let him go. And he's in there for literally 6, 7, 8 hours just recording, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, but he's my biggest influence as far as DJing goes, man. Like everything that I do, you know, I go through him.
Okay.
You know, to make sure it's official, it's thorough.
Yeah.
You know, if he put the stamp on it, then I'm cool with it. There's nobody else can tell me anything else.
Wow.
If he put the stamp on it,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So who would you say you guys modeled yourselves as? Like a group, a rapper?
Wow. We came up in the Run DMC era.
Okay.
So, you know, we were, you know, more Run DMC and you know, I was more the Jam Master Jay. You know, the irony of that group and that whole situation. The very first concert I ever went to, live concert, my father took me to, it was Shannon, it was Run DMC,
Okay.
and it was New Edition.
Wow.
That was the very first show I've ever seen, and I'm like, who are those 5 guys? Yo, where's Run DMC? Come
Didn't
on.
care
My
about
sister's
New
here.
Edition at all.
My sister's here to see them. I don't see all this dancing and singing, all that stuff. Where's Run DMC?
Do you remember where it was?
It was at the what's the name of the place? Somewhere in New York. I can't remember the name of the spot. It'll come to me later.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there. We
Okay.
actually, New Edition actually performed there.
How
which
crazy
is crazy,
is
right?
that?
We performed there, yeah. Yep.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
And you went to South Carolina State.
Yes.
What did you actually attend school for?
I actually have a degree in professional English. So I was an English teacher for 2 years.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like you actually went out and taught English?
Absolutely, yeah. East Cobb Middle School, yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we talked about you learning how to do the Transformer scratch.
Right.
What were your first pair of turntables?
My first pair, I asked my father for Christmas. I said, "Hey, Dad, can I get some 1200s?" So I didn't specify the brand because I didn't know they were different brands. So Christmas came, he got us a pair of Gemini 1200s. Didn't even know they existed. Had no idea.
Gemini 1200s.
Gemini 1200s, right?
I'm going to have to do my research.
You know, so that was my first set with a realistic mixer from Radio Shack.
Yeah.
You know, and we made them things work. You know, my brother got the tone arms right and got the needles right, and he was like, yo, let's go. So, yeah, Gemini 1200s, which was crazy. Because I had no idea they even made, I didn't know Gemini made turntables. But, you know, right, exactly.
Wow. Did you have the luxury of having that belt pop on you?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we tore a couple of my father's turntables up, you know, using the big volume knob.
Yeah.
So we up and down, yeah, pop.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Nobody knows how it happened.
Oh, yeah. It was a lot of uh-oh moments. Yeah.
All right. My personal earliest memory of you was from the Scream Tour 2. I actually went to Richmond, Virginia, because I'm from Virginia, and I seen you guys, and it was this guy named DJ Just, who I'm from Virginia, so we didn't see a lot of New York DJs, so it was like a gap. I remember seeing him on the Apollo, actually, when I was a kid, and that blew my mind.
Yeah.
So we're going there when Bow Wow was at his height.
Yeah.
He's Michael Jackson at this time. He's
Absolutely.
on fire.
Yeah.
So we go in there, and I knew he was going to have a DJ, but I didn't know he was going to have two DJs.
Right, yeah.
One on one side, one on the left.
Right.
Why was that necessary
Okay.
to have two DJs?
Let me just rewind just a tad bit, because it's my man DJ Triple J. You know Triple J in
I'm not.
in Greensboro, Raleigh area.
Double J?
Double J. I'm sorry, Triple
yeah,
J. Double J.
absolutely.
Yeah, Double J.
Yeah.
It was between he and Just,
Okay.
who would be the second DJ for Bow Wow.
Okay.
So I never got the luxury of meeting Double J back then. I only met Just.
Right.
You know, and I don't know if it was a collaborative effort on who would become the second DJ. So I think Just won like a vote 2-1 or whatever it was. You know.
Okay.
So Double J, you know, again, that's another young OG. Like
Absolutely.
he's been nice since birth. You
Absolutely.
know? Since birth, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but just it was because I was a little older.
Mm-hmm.
Just was a little younger than Bow Wow.
Okay.
So it just felt good to have young, middle, older. So we covered the spectrum of music and the age bracket. You know, at that time, Bow Wow, he was like Michael Jackson-esque.
Yeah.
You know, in popularity, and you know, you could bring your daughter, you know, and you could bring your grandmother.
Yep.
To the show.
Absolutely.
You know, 6 to 90.
Yep.
And you all would have a good time, you know what I mean? And when Just came aboard, he just heightened it, man, you know, because he was so young and he was smaller than Bow Wow.
Yep.
You see this little kid, what is he about to do? And he get up there and do his thing, and you're just like, wow.
And I think at the time you guys I think this was the moment that it made me want to actually further my career and actually pursue DJing, because I had 2 belt-driven turntables, but I heard you guys cutting up Peter Piper.
Yes.
And I think he took his shirt off and he did the behind the back. I think y'all was wearing like some gray Velcro looking outfits.
Velvet suits, yeah.
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 And that was that moment where I was like, man, this is incredible.
Yep.
The needles weren't skipping at all.
Yeah, yeah. We know we put in some work, man.
Yeah.
But Just he's still a beast.
Definitely.
Still a monster,
Definitely.
man. Still a monster, man.
His birthday was yesterday, I believe.
Yeah. The crazy part about Just and Bow Wow, like I think Just was born on Tupac's birthday. Was it Tupac's birthday or the day he passed?
Maybe so.
I think it was the day he passed. Bow Wow was born the day Biggie passed.
Yep.
So it just you know, I don't know, you know.
It was meant to be.
It is what it is, you know what I mean? It's awkward. It just felt real like, wow, you know, one pass and one come up, you know,
Absolutely.
on both sides, you know, both starting so young, and those were some good days, man. Bow Wow.
What was that, like 2002, 2003 maybe?
Yeah, 2002 to probably 2006 or 7, like he was on fire. There's nothing he could not do wrong. Everything he touched was gold.
Agreed.
And beyond.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think at that time you guys were using like an instant replay machine.
Yeah.
Can you explain to us how that works and, you know, compared to the technology we have now?
Right. Well, the instant replay, if you equate it to today, you plug up your iPhone and just press it. It's the same, you know, same functionality.
Right.
But the replay was a game changer because it had 50 pads, 10 banks each. So you had 500 options to play whatever, and you can load whatever you want on each pad.
Wow.
You know, the only thing, you couldn't rewind it, so to speak. You know what I mean? So you had to chop it. You had to chop it on each pad. So it was like a drum machine of sorts if you needed to function that way. If you just want to play one song, you just press 1, 2, sound effects, whatever it was.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, the replay changed the game for a minute, man. It changed the game for a minute, and I remember the day I stopped using it,
So you don't use it anymore?
No, I stopped using it. We went to I had a party at Visions in Atlanta, Visions nightclub. So I'm taking the line of Visions. The line started when the sun was out. That's how crazy the line started at like 7:30.
Okay.
So I was taking my turntables out, left the trunk open, had the instant replay machine back there. So I'm taking it, walking in and about. So I'm thinking nothing about it. Close the trunk, blah, blah, blah. After the night's over, I put the turntables back and like, wait a minute. Did I bring the replay machine here? I didn't bring it in here. Somebody stole it out the back of the truck.
What?
While I was unloading at Visions, right. And that's when I stopped using it because I didn't have it anymore.
Wow.
So the next show I did, it was with Jermaine. It was a show with Jermaine. And I don't know if he even knew. It was straight vinyl. Straight vinyl, whole show. So I was like, yo, don't nobody jump on the table. Don't nobody come on the stage on this side. Just we straight vinyl.
So when you guys did the tour, did you use straight vinyl or did you have the track on the instant
Right,
replay?
the track was on replay. All the scratches, everything else was live.
Okay.
Yep. All the scratches.
I always
live.
wondered how it never skipped because I was like, man, there's a lot going on for it not to be skipping right now.
Yeah. Once you press the replay, and it had a fuse in the back, so the fuse would blow. If the fuse blew, the machine wouldn't load up at all. So you had to actually carry small fuses with you. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your career with So Def. How did that even come about?
Wow. My man Mel Testamark, he reached out to me one day, and it was Jermaine's birthday weekend. And he was like, yeah, we're having a DJ battle. It was like the 4th of July, something like that, around that time. We're having a DJ battle. I heard about you. I want you to be a part of it. And I had a party in New Orleans that week. So I said, yo, I can't make it, man. I said, but yo, I can bring you my tape. That's when we had a cassette, like tape. So he said, yo, bring it through. So I gave him the cassette. And somehow the cassette got in Jermaine's office. Somehow, I don't know if Mel gave it to him. I'm going to assume he did, because that story I'm sticking to.
Okay.
And he called me, I think the week after, was like, yo, come on to the office, man. Jermaine want to meet you. I'm like, Jermaine who? He's like, Jermaine Dupree. I'm like, Jermaine Dupree? He's like, yeah. So I came in, we chopped it up. Mel and Brian Johnson, he's from North Carolina too.
Okay.
He went to A&T.
Okay.
Both of those guys are responsible for putting me on as So Def. Like, BJ was my manager. Wow. He was my very first official manager, you know. And Mel was my quasi manager because, when we went on the road or we did parties, that's when they had the So Def van with the TVs and the speakers and all that stuff in there. So he was like, yo, let's roll out. You got a party? Put the records. We had records too. Put the records in the back of the van. Oh, and he always showed love, man. Mel showed so much love. He was like, yo, I'll drive you to wherever your party is. As long as we could post up the van. And we would go to the club. We'd be like probably 7, 8, 10 deep in the van, And it was all out of promotion. And he was promoting the label, but he was also promoting me. Right. You know what I mean? And, I thought that was cool because I wasn't even officially down with them officially, you know what I mean? But he saw something in me and he was like, yo, I'm rocking with you. So, to this day, Mel gets carte blanche, whatever he needs,
whatever he wants.
Yeah, whatever he wants, whatever he needs, man. I'm always a phone call away or whatever. Like, that's my guy. Wow. Mel, BJ. Yeah.
So, when you say y'all went to the office, did you guys go to the South Side that we know now, or did you go...
No, we went to the actual So Def office. There was an office off of what's the name of the street? Where Chester Bridge. So off of Chester Bridge Road. Okay. And it was an office tucked in the back. That's where you had your A&Rs, and it was the office. You know what I mean? And that's what Mel's office, the promotion team, everything was in there. So he had an office, and then he had the studio. Okay. Which was probably like 10 minutes away from the office. Okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, so every DJ has their favorite needle. For me, it's like a Shure M447. I like the Ortofons too. What's your favorite needle to use and why?
The 447, just because it holds the vinyl so well. You don't have to worry about it ever skipping, jumping, budging. It's so rugged. The sound of it, you can't. The Ortofon is dope, but to me, it's very, very clean. Mm-hmm. And that's 47, that 44 is just so rugged. It's almost like the drum machine when you have the MPC
Yeah.
where it's so clean, and then you had the SP 1200 where it's so gritty.
Yes.
You know, that's how I equate the needle. So the 44 is that gritty SP. You know, when you scratch it, you can hear the rub. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
You know, and that's what I like. You know, I like to hear that ruggedness of a record. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely a game changer for me.
Uh-huh.
Was your main focus to be in the clubs or more on the road when you first started?
Wow. When I first started, well, when I was in Orangeburg, I was straight clubs.
Okay.
When I moved, my main purpose of moving and leaving South Carolina was I said I'm gonna move to Atlanta. I'm gonna get up with Jermaine Dupri, and I'm gonna rock. That was my goal. That was my whole goal, you know. And you know, I remember I got the phone call. Nabs, DJ Nabs.
Yes.
He was doing a Nickelodeon tour.
Okay.
And he was the Bratz DJ at the time.
Okay.
So his manager, Juice, Lucy Raouf, she called me on a Wednesday and said, Shakim, Brat needs a DJ for Friday. I said, Juice, count me in. She said, okay, it's in London and Germany and da-da-da-da. I was like, Juice, I don't have a passport. She said, don't worry about it. I was like, what do you mean don't worry about it? So wake up Thursday morning, there's a passport at my front door. I don't know how she got a passport in a day, but there's a passport at my front door.
Okay.
She said, you get your passport? I'm like, yeah. Like, how did it happen? She's like, you know, I know people that are cool. Ask them more questions. The next day, I'm on a plane to Germany with Brat. So she was actually the first person I DJ for on So Def because I was filling in for Nabs at the time.
Okay.
Yep. So we rocked heavy. Brat. And the crazy part is the very last show I did with Brat, Nabs was coming back the next week.
Okay.
So this is my last show. I was filling in. So I was probably filling in for probably about a year or two.
Okay.
Like when What Do You Like and that Tyrese and all that stuff.
So
right
this was
around
like
that time.
99 maybe?
Yeah, right around 99, 2000. Right. Yeah. So when he came back, the last show I did with Brat was in Ohio.
Okay.
So after we finished the show, lady comes to me and say, hey, you need to work with my son. Da, 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 da. I'm like, cool. You know, who's your son? Yeah, his name is Bow Wow. Da, 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 da. So I met Teresa, his mom, at the last show. So it was like a carryover because it was like, I should work with him. That's when he first had the record.
Bounce With Me?
Which one?
Bounce With Me?
No, but this is before Bounce With Me. This is when he had the record on the
Wild Wild West
on
soundtrack?
the soundtrack. Right, on the soundtrack, right. Yeah. Right. And so he wasn't as popular yet. He was just starting to bubble.
Right.
You know? And I was like, I'm with it, you know? So she spoke to BJ. She knew BJ already, which was just, it was a family thing at this point now. Yeah. And he pulled all the plugs, and made it happen. And that's how the Bow Wow thing came about, man. We were off and running, man. Like, ooh.
That's crazy. At the height of his career,
man, listen, man.
Bow Wow was on fire. On every girl's wall as a poster.
Yeah.
Somewhere Bow Wow was popping up.
Listen, we did 106 in Park. We were probably there once a month for like 2 years straight. Like, for real. Like, he was Mr. 106 in Park for real. You know? Yeah, he was,
on fire.
Yeah, he was on fire, man. He was on fire.
A lot of people don't know that you're married to the former So Def artist, Fundisha, who sang the lead on Basketball by Bow Wow.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Again, my man Mel. So, I was in the office one day with him, and he was like, yo, I want to introduce you to this new artist, she's coming out, da-da-da-da-da. So it was a bunch of DJs in there, it was like a informal meet and greet.
Right.
And, we looked at each other, and I was like, wow. So when she left, I told Mel, I said, Mel, I'm going to marry her. He's like, man,
what?
Get out of here, man, whatever. And, 16 years later, Mel.
Oh, man.
It happened.
Shouts out to Mel, man.
Yeah, man. Mel. Yeah, Mel put me in a lot of great positions, man. A lot of great positions.
So was
bigger
this
than that
during when she was signed?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this: as far as production, have you ever dabbled in that?
Yeah, actually, I'm on the beat side, man. I stopped for a minute, but I'm feel reinvigorated, and I'm getting back into it. I put a couple of projects out. My man Spec, he went to Benedict College in South Carolina, with Benedict University now,
Okay.
and we put a album out called For the People.
Okay.
You know, we had a couple songs. We had one single called Moment of Truth with Sky Zoo and Shy Stimuli and Senor Chaos and, you know, Warren Went, you know, and once I did that beat, you know, I was like, okay, I think I could really, you know, do this thing, you know.
Okay.
So when that album came out, you know, we did, it was very independent, so we did a couple little numbers, you know what I mean? But
Right.
It wasn't nothing major. But I think I'm ready to jump back in it because all of my kids sing, write, produce, rap, record on their own.
Yep.
You know, one of my sons is signed to Janet Jackson's label.
Wow.
His name is Jahi Daniels. My oldest son, Najee Daniels, you know, Sean the artist. And my two little ones out here, they both, Amira,
Yeah.
probably the best singer in the house, and everybody sings.
Wow.
Except for me. Everybody sings, and she's probably the best in the house. And my son Ty, he just turned 13, raps, sings, and makes beats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, you know, when I say it's a family affair, that's what it is. Everybody gets it in, man.
So what's your tool of choice when you making beats or whatever?
I use the MPC, the 2000 XL. I have a machine.
Okay.
I'm cool with it, but I think I want to step up to the. I think I want to get the Renaissance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Renaissance joint. Yeah, I think I'm gonna step to that. But my tool of choice is the 2000 XL. Like that machine, just
Classic.
Yeah, classic. Easy, functionally, it still has a little dirty sound to it, you know. So it's not as clean as the machine, but I don't like my sounds to be super, super clean. You know what I
Right.
mean? I like a little dirt, a little grit with them, a little sand to rough it up. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, and that 2000 XL gives me that.
Okay. So piggybacking off that, we got a guy from Charlotte named Ron Tate who wants to ask if you could record or remix any record, any classic hip hop record, R&B record, what would it be?
To remix it?
Yeah.
To me remix it? Me
Yeah.
personally?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know, man. I don't like touching classics, man. Classics are classics, man. I don't know. I like to leave them in its classic form. Like, you know, like they're classics for a reason. I
Okay.
really wouldn't want to touch anything, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just honestly.
Nothing wrong with that. So for someone who has your resume, do you think it's necessary to have a booking agent at this point in time, or?
Yes and no. You know, it's at this point it's all about relations,
Right.
and relationships you build with people. You know, I think I have pretty decent relationships with everybody that I've encountered, but you know, a booking agent may have more connections.
Right.
You know, so you may have great relationships, but they have more relationships.
Right.
They may not be on better terms, but they have it's a wider
Right.
angle, a wider scope of people they can reach, you know, because
Right.
that's their job.
Right.
You know, but I'm personally, I'm self-contained, you know.
Okay.
Me and my wife, we do everything, you know. She sends out contracts, writes them up, whatever, you know.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So we keep it, you know, in-house as much as we can.
So is it likely to see Shakim at a trap party, or do you have your own type of parties that you try to stay within? Like,
I mean, I could play it all. I don't mind playing whatever, you know, whatever the occasion calls for. I'm with it, you know.
Right.
We got to trap it out all night. Let's trap it out all night. Hey, I'm here for entertainment, you know.
That's right.
I'm here to make you forget about whatever the worries were from Monday through Friday. So if we rocking Saturday, I don't want you worried about what happened Tuesday at 4:00 at the office. You know what I mean? Let's leave all that. If we came to party, let's party. So if it calls for trap all night, let's do it. If it calls old school all night, let's do it. If it calls for rock and roll all night, let's do it.
right.
You
so,
know?
So how do you choose to protect your brand?
I try to be as loyal to my promoters and people that I work with, you know, so the price never drastically raises or whatever, you know, and if there's a situation that rises, you know, I can talk to them and let them know, hey, this is why this is happening, yada, 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 yada. So it's all about being open, with the people that you work with and you deal with. And, 9 times out of 10, you'll find it a lot easier for cats to be like, okay, I understand.
Right.
But you never compromise your brand. You never compromise your price. You know what I mean? Like, once you have a price, me personally, I can't go down. If I go down, I would personally rather do it for free if it's for a friend.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't want to shortchange because people talk.
Right.
I think a lot of DJs don't understand that this promoter, if you do it for $200 somewhere over here, he's going to tell this guy over here, I only got him for $200. So why is he charging you $400? And then he's going to look at you crazy like, yo, I heard you could charge him $200.
Right.
And now you're in a conundrum because you're like, okay, what do I do?
Right.
So, your price is your price.
Right.
That's why I tell a lot of cats, man, you know your worth. Charge it. It's all right.
Absolutely.
It's all right. It's all right to charge what you know you're worth.
Right. Name your price and mean it, man.
That's it. Yeah. Stick to it. Yeah.
So, who are some of Shakim's favorite DJs, inspirations?
Oh, wow. Okay. Number 1, DJ JC.
Oh, man. From Atlanta?
Absolutely. Well,
absolutely.
By way of Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, by way. Yeah,
absolutely.
He'll kill me if we don't say Detroit. But JC is in my top 5 dead or alive. I tell him every time he posts something, yo, you top 5 dead or alive. I don't know of anybody faster, cleaner.
I agree.
He is the most creative DJ that I personally know.
Yeah.
Just creativity wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's JC, Kid Capri.
Oh yeah.
Rob Swift, Total Eclipse. My man Shotgun. I don't know if Cast was Shot. He used to DJ for Goody Mob back in the 2000s, in the 90s and 2000s. Goody Mob. Shotgun, beast. DJ Clever. Oh, wow. I know I'm going to miss a few. It's one to my DJ Craze.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cubert, all the Visible Scratch Pickles, that whole collective. DJ Sinister,
Okay.
Of course, Rock Raider. Rest in peace, Rock Raider. You know what I mean? He is where I get all my body tricks and, back when I was more flexible and a little younger, get down. DJ Scientist in South Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah, Scientist. My man DJ Cleve.
Yep.
I'm so proud of that dude right there, man. Yeah. That's my guy right there, man. Like,
good dude.
He carried the torch. When I left Orangeburg, he just picked it up and just ran with it. You know what I mean? And now he's one of the most sought after DJs in the country, and I'm proud of that dude, man. Like on every front, man. He's a family man.
So much energy. Energy on 1,000.
Absolutely. Every time you see him, man. Every time you see him. Yeah. Yeah. But of course, the Kid Capri's DJ Scratch,
man.
Yeah, man.
Legendary.
DJ Mars, let's talk party rockers now. DJ Mars is, right up there. Hollywood, Goldfinger, man, it's just a myriad of cats that, that I look up to.
Okay.
And say, yo, I pull something from each of these cats.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Kid Capri is just, he's
Kid Capri,
Kid Capri, man. Like,
legendary.
Yeah. That's every time I see him, like, yo, man, you're Kid Capri. You know that. Like,
I don't think he realizes that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the humble giant in him, man.
Yeah.
A lot of cats, he rubbed me the wrong. Nah, man, Kid Capri is one of the most humble, straight up dudes you'll find. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now going off of that, who are some of your favorite DJs to play alongside? Like,
DJ Skills.
Yes.
My God.
Absolutely.
Listen, Skills is a beast. DJ Skills is a beast. My man DJ Dice.
Yep.
DJ Justice right here in Charlotte.
Yes.
Yo, Justice is so underground, so slept on, man. I wish promoters would really give him a shot to jump in that club and tear it down, man. Justice is a problem, like a problem.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, DJ Mars, JC again, just to rock with. Like, I think my energy with Mars and Skills is just, when we come together, it's like I know what he's about to do. He knows what I'm about to do. We can feel it out like that. We can rock for hours,
Yeah, man. What was your earliest memory of a mixtape? Now, you mentioned Kid Capri.
Right.
What were some of those tapes that just caught your ear?
Listen, my earliest joint, I used to go to Harlem at my cousin's house, Randy and Curtis Eagle and Michelle Eagle, my auntie Pat, and they lived on the 6th floor. I would open the window because it was a park across the street, so you could hear the street, the noise, you could see the basketball court, and there was this dude used to drive around in this Jeep. And I used to think somebody had a microphone in the car. I'm like, yo, who has a microphone in the car? Like, who is it talking over the music and playing this music?
Right.
But it was a Kid Capri mixtape. So that was my first introduction was Kid Capri's mixtape. But then my cousin Kurt, he had plenty of other. I used to pop his tapes all the time, man. He used to be upset. But he had Brucey B's and Hollywood, DJ Hollywood tapes. And I would listen to those joints. And he actually took me... We had this joint called the Dome in Harlem. Yeah. And my first park jam, Eric B. and Rakim, Dougie Fresh was there. Whoa. And I was maybe 12, 13 maybe? Okay. Maybe. So he had us in the park, it was 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Right. But, he was my inspiration for music. He bought my first record I ever had on my own. Mm-hmm. That anybody bought for me, he bought it. It was Dana Dane Nightmares. So my cousin Kurt bought that record at I want to say, was that Harlem Music Hut?
Harlem Music Hut.
I think it was Harlem Music Hut. Yeah, I think that's where it was at. Yeah, but he bought my first record that I can personally say, yo, this is my record. Like that was my first record, Dana Dane Nightmares.
Wow.
Yeah.
Classic record.
Yeah, but the mixtapes in New York, 86, 85, 86. It was special, man.
What do you think the average cost was at that time for a mixtape?
Oh, if you were doing personal tapes, I think cats charging $100 a tape, but you were getting your shout out. You know what I mean? So that was your thing. Yeah. This is before the mass production where you had the joints where you could make multiple copies at one time. So you had to make one and then you
master.
Master and then copy. So it took some time to do that. So. I think Capri, he set the standard for that. You know what I mean? And then I think on a bigger note, I think DJ Clue pushed it because he flooded the streets with it. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So it was like, yo, how do you have so many tapes? Yeah. But he was selling a master to this guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy, and then they would make their copy. So he was just making money off of masters. Yep. So if he made one mixtape and had 10,000 masters and sold them at $100 a master every month,
making that bread.
Yeah, he was doing numbers, right?
Yeah, man. Then the format changed to CD,
right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Crazy. What is the difference of a show rehearsal for Bow Wow versus New Edition?
Wow. Bow Wow is more on the hip hop side. Yeah. So it's more. It's not with New Edition. It's a full band. Right. So you have to actually become a musician, right? In New Edition. So in Bow Wow, I can scratch whenever I want to scratch because it's part of the culture and I can get it in. But with New Edition, it's a time and a place. Everything is situated like, okay, you come in right here for 4 bars, then you're out. Yeah. You come here for a bar, and you're out. So everything is clockwork. Right. Bow Wow's a little more freestylist because we can stop in the middle of a song and be like, yo, do this, and you can do it and come back. New Edition is more, being
exactly what you're doing.
Clock, well, yeah. But New Edition, it's you talk about talent, right? Them brothers right there, man, and dedication and hard work and putting together a show. Yeah. Brooke Payne, Maestro, Bistro, whatever you want to call them. Yo. I've watched this man perform miracles, literally. Like, he sees things days before we even think about them. Right. And he'll say something on a Wednesday, and nobody understands until next Tuesday. He'll be like, oh, I got it. It makes sense. He's like, yeah, I said that last week, But he's like, he puts together a lot of shows, like not just New Edition and Belvedere DeVoe and RBRM. Like I think he's put together New Kids on the Block, and I think he put together Boys and Men, and When it comes to live shows, There's no one better.
So are you guys running the show off of Pro Tools? I know we mentioned the instant replay in the past, but
Right.
now technology has changed a
Right.
little bit. So are you guys running it off of Pro Tools, or is it like a master track in your Serato? How does that work?
With New Edition, it's Pro Tools.
Okay.
And I'm backing with Velvet DeVoe is tracks.
Okay.
So 2 tracks and the band's playing over the tracks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or it's just me. So if it's us 4, BBD and myself, it's a track date. But, for New Edition, it's definitely Pro Tools and full band. Like, the band is amazing, man. Just you gain a new appreciation for cats.
Oh, yeah.
When you see them in rehearsal and you hear nuances that you haven't heard, like, you hear the record and you're like, okay, I hear that part, this part. But then when you see cats playing and keyboards over here and he got one over here and one back here, and then you got the bass player who plays electric bass, and then he turns around and plays key bass, and you got a drummer who's got, double kick drums and all those, and you don't ever pay any that small, minute thing you don't pay attention to. But when you see it in rehearsal, you're like, wow.
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on, man. You got a pad over here and hand claps here and this, that over there. And it's a lot going on, man. It's a whole lot going on, man. So the band members, man, those cats are amazing, man.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. They bring the show to life,
Absolutely.
for real.
Well, tell us about a time that you may have arrived to a venue and the equipment may have malfunctioned, the equipment wasn't right, they didn't get you what you needed.
Yeah, there's several times, man. What I do, I've learned to carry a small screwdriver for the tone arm,
Right.
because a lot of times tone arms are off or not adjusted correctly.
Right.
We went to, I think it was like the Bahamas or something like that. They didn't even have turntables.
Oh,
All I
yeah.
use is turntables. I don't even use controllers. I've never used a control. I had CDJs for about 2 weeks.
Right.
And I didn't like him, so I gave him the DJ Mars. I just gave him to him, like, here. He wanted to rent him. I said, bro, just keep him because I'm never going to use him.
Wow.
Right. So I just use straight turntables. So there's always like people like in the ride, like, he wants turntables? Like, yeah, turntables. So, we went to Bahamas one show, and I think it was with Teddy Riley, and they didn't have any turntables. They didn't have a mixer. They had this one controller, but it was so old, like you couldn't even get the driver for it for your laptop. Right. So
Okay.
they went to the hotel office somewhere, and they found like a portable something or other. So I'm really like a Mackie board. So
Right.
I'm just, up and down with the volume, old school.
Yeah.
We made it work. It just, it happens. It happens more than not, but I try to be more prepared, as far as bringing little tools that I can adjust. If anything may happen, I can adjust tone arm, or, I bring extra needles, slip mats, extra vinyl, whatever that is, just in case, because, you get to some spots and it's real shaky in there.
Never know.
Yeah. Even with clubs, it's like, hey,
You
I'll
never
bring my
know.
own.
Yeah, I'll bring my own.
Yeah, I'll bring my own, man. Don't worry about it.
Now, piggybacking off of needles, have you got to the phases yet?
Skills had him, and he let me touch him at we was in New Orleans, just I forgot what it was, Essence Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty accurate, man.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate. Yeah. I've heard people had a couple little issues with him here and there, but for the most part, I'm only hearing good things. You
Right.
know, that I think the one thing they say is they don't stay charged long.
Yeah.
That's
Battery
the one
life.
thing. But if they can give me 3 hours, that's all I need.
All you need.
That's all I need is 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I that's the next move.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely the next move. I'm gonna jump on those.
How much time does a DJ Shakim have to practice nowadays? How many?
Wow.
Like, just wake up in the morning, get on the turntables, and practice.
Wow. That's a good question, because I don't practice as much as I would like to, but that's not because I don't want to. It's because I really don't have time to. So you may wake up and 6 o'clock, and then you're on the way to California, and then you get back on Monday, and then you gotta set up for another show on Tuesday, Wednesday. Then you got Thursday off. Now you gotta rest. You forgot you didn't sleep in 3 days. So now
Right.
you gotta rest, and then
Yeah.
the Friday come, you doing it all over again.
Yep.
So when I find time to to really do it, I'm
You on it.
I'm on them. Yeah, I'm on them. Yeah.
Your record collection, I seen pieces on Instagram here and there.
Mm-hmm.
How many pieces would you say you actually own, man?
I probably own about 8 to 10,000 records.
8 to 10,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're all at home, not in like stores?
No, they're all home. Yeah, they're all home. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, man.
Yeah.
Now, is there a piece that you may have owned in the past or that you want to own, like a rare piece to you that's special to you, a piece of vinyl?
I haven't the sample to reminisce Tom Scott.
Yeah.
I can't find that record.
Today, is it today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Today. Yep. And I can't. I want. That's probably the one piece of vinyl that I really want. That's because it's so nostalgic and it's so classic. You know how Pete, flipped that joint, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's definitely a classic piece. Now, is there a classic piece of equipment that you may have used in the past that you loved? I know we went off the instant replay.
Right.
That you loved and didn't want to be discontinued.
I want to say it was the Gemini. I think it's the 2200. The mixer just had 2 channels, the wood grain on the sides, a small mixer, and the fader you would put like baby oil in the fader to make it slide. I want to say, man, was it Gemini 2200?
Did Jazzy Jeff have an edition of that?
Yes, that one.
With the needles.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if I could find one of those again, yeah, not mad at all. Not mad at all.
All right, your favorite pair of headphones?
Okay, right now or just
in the past? Right now?
Right now, I'm rocking with these Waves. Trey the Truth, my man out of Texas.
Okay.
He's got a company called Waves, and the headphones are incredible. 12 drivers. They sound amazing, and don't turn them past 6 because you will damage your ears. Like the joints are really, really loud, but they're really clean. They're not, super aggressive to your ear where it's like, oh my gosh, but they give a nice punch, and they're very durable. I DJ with them all the time, so I don't have any problem taking them off, pulling them back on.
Right.
Very durable, yeah, and they sound amazing, man, and they're Bluetooth.
Oh, they're Bluetooth.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a whole nother game.
Right. Yeah.
Whole nother ballpark.
Absolutely.
What headphones did you use in the past? Like that early 2000? I know for me it was like my Technique headphones.
There you go. Yeah.
What was yours?
Yeah, Technique, the Audio Techers, but the Technique gray joints.
Yes.
Yeah, with the flip joints. Yeah. Those. Yeah. Those were kind of the standard joints right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What is your take on companies designing gear for DJs but not necessarily getting the DJ's input on the gear?
Yeah, that is kind of backwards. It's like backwards thinking. Like, how are you going to make something for someone, yet you don't ask for their opinion or you don't value their opinion enough to even say, hey, I would like to think they say, hey, let's have a test market. Let's bring X, Y, Z in. But when you do that, let people know, hey, we had Hubert in here. We had this guy in here. We had Jazzy Jeff in here, da-da-da. We had these guys in here demoing and telling us, which way to go and direction to make this thing, better for the DJ, for the uses of it.
Yeah.
But they never say that.
Yep.
And I think if that's the case, they need to let that be known because a lot of us look up to, the Jazzy Jeffs of the world. Be like, if Jeff is using it and he co-signs it, there's no way I can't not use it. Who am I to say,
Yeah.
But I think it comes down to that dollar again. Like, okay, if we having Jeff, then we got to pay Jeff. But why wouldn't you want to pay Jeff?
Right.
Why wouldn't you want that, that name attached to your brand? Like, why wouldn't you want to pay him? Like, you would pay anybody else, and you would pay a Justin Bieber. You would pay whoever else who may not even be using him on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You're paying for the look.
Yep.
But with a Jeff who uses them every day, why wouldn't you want to give that man or whoever that person is, hey, give him that shine, give him that, cut the check.
Oh yeah.
Cut the check, man. It's all right to give us money. It's okay. Hey,
let us live.
It is okay. Yeah, let us live a little bit. It's okay, man.
Now, has DJ Shakim ever gotten starstruck? I know you work with some of the biggest people, like you went somewhere, you DJing, you're like, oh my God, that's
Yo,
Bobby Brown.
I have a picture with me, 2 Chainz, and Stevie Wonder.
Whoa.
I was speechless to see Stevie Wonder. I know me and Chainz go back,
Yeah.
but to see Stevie Wonder,
Yeah.
that was it for me. There's nothing else I could. That's it. Stevie Wonder is it for me. Like,
Absolutely.
there's nobody else that I can think of that's still living
Right.
higher than Stevie Wonder. I can't think of one right now. Maybe Barack Obama, but musically, Stevie Wonder, man. When I saw him, I couldn't even speak.
Right.
Now,
did he perform that night, or he was just coming out to check you guys out?
One of the award shows. Can't remember which one. BET Awards, one of those shows, and he had a piano tuner out there, so the guy was tuning each key of the piano, like fine tuning it.
Wow.
And Stevie just walked out, and I almost hit the floor. I was like, yo, Stevie Wonder! Yo, I was wilding out for real.
On the outside.
On the outside, yeah. This is outwardly, like, I know he heard me.
Okay.
Yeah, this is outwardly excited. Like, that's Stevie Wonder, man. Like,
wow.
Stevie Wonder?
Yeah. Have you heard about his Guitar Center prank?
No.
Where he goes in the store every year and he buys stuff for the Guitar Center, whoever's in Guitar Center, the kids, and basically he'll ask an employee to bring his stuff out to the car, and his driver will be waiting in the parking lot somewhere, and he'll get in the car like, I'm going to pop my trunk and back it up a little bit, and the guy's like, what's going on? He does that every year.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
Every year.
Man.
Have you DJed for multiple artists at one time?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's that schedule like?
It's rough. It's rough because you may have a show with New Edition, on a Thursday, and then Teddy Riley on a Friday, then BBD on a Saturday, and then whoever else on a Sunday, Monica's or whoever you may be filling in for Mars, at whatever. It's tough, but it's great, man. I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I'm ecstatic, man, where I'm at in my career right now. And just in life in general, man, I'm happy, bro.
Always good.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Let's touch on the Super Friends. A lot of people don't talk about the Super Friends. They don't even know what the Super Friends is. Mm-hmm. How did that come about to become a Super Friend, and what is it?
Okay, the Super Friend DJs Collective was started by DJ Mars and DJ Fahrenheit. Okay. And I know in Atlanta, we were the first DJ collective. Remember, we had the rap vehicles. We were the first. We wasn't the artists. We were DJs.
Oh, yeah.
And we had trucks rap with us on it. So we were promoting ourselves as artists. This was unheard of. This was before the dramas and became really, really big, because people don't know DJ Drama was a Super Friend. Yep. DJ Drama started as a Super Friend. Drama, Sense, Don Cannon. Like, all these cats, we were all in the same collective. My man Real, big up to Real, he had the master plan, to say, okay, let me get the nicest DJs in the city and make a collective. This way we can, kind of control the money, first of all, because it is a job. Let's not get it twisted. People DJ for a living. There is no secondary job for some cats, Right. So this is what I do for a living. I don't have I stopped teaching years ago because of this. I said, okay, I'm going to go full throttle. This is going to be my only main source of income, Right. So a lot of us were in that same category. Right. So with the Super Friends, it was just collective to say, okay, if the promoters want any of these DJs, let's have a one-stop shop. So we'll go to Real, and Real will be like, okay, this is the price. Right. There's no negotiating. This is the price for whomever. If you want Mars, it's this. You want Drama, it's this. You want this, and it was cool because it was a one-stop shop. Not to mention, he was one of the biggest promoters, record promoters. He would give us the label, the vinyl, so we kind of had it on lock because you had to see us either way. Right. You had to see us in the clubs, or with your record player, you had to come see us at the office to bring your record in. Yep. So it worked out wonderfully. At the time, we wasn't the first DJ collective in Atlanta. Because you had King Edward J and all them cats right there, DJ Jelly, and those cats set the standard. You know what I mean? Yep. They were the first ones to say, okay, let's have a collective so we can monopolize on what we're doing, you know,
Yeah.
and we can make money off of this, you know.
Yeah.
So we kind of followed the blueprint of that ilk, you know, with Jelly and all those cats, man. But I think we took it to another level just because of the time, you know. Social media started coming around at that time. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a MySpace thing, and you know,
Yeah.
we had flyers, and you know, we stayed with different jerseys. We were sponsored by a company called Distant Replay.
Okay.
Distant Replays was the throwback store in Atlanta.
Okay.
When throwback jerseys were crazy,
Yep.
you had to go Distant Replay. So they would make us customized jerseys. And, you know, and the trade-off was we'll come in there and spend in your store, bring our clientele and spend money.
Right.
And I know they've made millions of dollars in that store.
Is that store still around?
No,
Probably
it's not. It's not.
Okay.
But the way jerseys are coming back, they may just pop up real quick. But at their height, they were making it. Like they were, you know, $200-$300 a jersey. Cats was going there buying 4 and 5 jerseys at a time, you know, every day for 2 or 3 years straight. You know, right. So they were, you know, they were getting it, and it was a generous trade off. You know, everybody was happy.
Yeah.
You know, so the Super Friends, we opened a lot of doors. Like we had the clubs in Atlanta on lock. You know, at one point you couldn't go to a club and not see a Super Friend DJ in there. You know, and then you know Drama and Sense and Cannon, they branched off into the affiliates because they're all from Philadelphia. The affiliates, which is still a dope ass name.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a dope concept. Just
Absolutely.
you know, and I'm so proud of those brothers, man. Like I remember being at Drama's house. This is when he lived in the city. Like it was damn near shack, man. And I came there. It was raining. It was pouring down rain. It was me, Drama, and Sense in his house. And this is when the Little John Gangsta Grills, the first one.
Wow.
The very, very first one. So we were in there just bag like drugs. We were bagging them up, putting the CDs in the cases and stuff, you know. And we were sitting there. I said, I ain't got nothing to do. Shoot, I'll help. It's raining, you know. We sat there for a couple hours just putting the CD joints in. But yeah, man, from that mixtape, they were out of here, man. They had the Sense had the business sense, you know what I mean? And Drama and Cannon had the push. And then when Cannon did that Jeezy Go Crazy record, they were gone. There was no turning back after that, man. So I'm proud of them brothers, man. They branched off and they did their thing, and they still doing their thing to this day. You know, they got, you know, the quality control and all that.
Lil Uzi and all that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, them guys are winning, man. I'm happy for them. They deserve it.
So what year were you guys most active? Like you would say that you joined the Super Friends and you guys pretty much use that brand.
Super Friends was probably, when was Buckhead really crazy? Like I would say probably 2003 to like 2006 or 7, something like that. Like
okay.
It was a period of time where there was nothing but everybody wanted to be Super Friend DJ. We had people that were making their own groups. So we had the Super Friends, and then you had the Hitman DJs. Then you had, what was the other group? The Super Friends, and I'm trying to think of Jeezy's song. Last time I said it was me in these streets.
Off the
Legion
Doug
of Doom, right? Yeah, Legion of Doom, because they were like our, you know, adversaries or whatever, you know. So, but it was a great time in the city, man, because I think DJs really took control of their brand, took control of the power that they held. You know, a lot of cats didn't realize you had power. There's number.
Yeah.
You know, there's power in numbers. You know what I mean? So when cats got together and realized that, it was a great time, man. You know, we started throwing our own parties. You know, and the catalyst for that is DJ Nabs.
Oh yeah, legendary.
Nabs had Kaya Sundays. Whew. Man, he changed the market. You know, like that was his night. There was no promoter. He was the promoter.
Yep.
It was his night. So everything that came through the door was him. So,
Crazy.
you know, and this is, you know, late 90s, early 2000s. Like, he was one of the reasons why I moved to Atlanta. I came to Atlanta just to go to Kaya Sunday night from South Carolina.
Wow.
Right, just to go see him. And he would rock, and he had a mirror on top. So it was pointing down. So he's on a stage, but you can't see the turntables, so to speak. So he had a mirror up top. So you look at the mirror was situated where if you look at the mirror, you can see his hands.
Okay.
And you can see the turntables and the records and what he's doing. And it was so simple, yet it was so dope, you know, because the DJ, if you wasn't a DJ, you didn't understand what the mirror was for. If you were a DJ, you were like, yo, that's really dope.
Right.
I can't be on stage, but I'm watching him from up here, you know, and it was a basic, you know, $10 mirror.
Yep.
But the concept was so dope, man. He had everybody come through there, man. You know, Nabs.
Run DMC.
Yeah.
He actually just put out a book, right?
Yeah.
And he has live audio footage from Kaya, which is
Nabs
bananas.
has an archive of stuff that makes no sense. Yo, he saves everything.
Yeah.
Everything, man. Yeah. But he's an Atlanta hero in DJ terms, man. Just in general, man.
Right.
You know, I don't think cats give him enough credit and enough love for what he's done in the DJ community for Atlanta, because Nabs really put on. And he's from North Carolina too. He's from Durham, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Now, are there any artists that you're currently working to promote? I know you mentioned your kids who seem to be very talented.
Right.
Are there any other artists?
I got my man, his name is Don't Call Me Lucky.
Okay.
He's from Brooklyn. He relocated down to Atlanta. My man Lucky is a problem. Rap, sing, showman, like he's a problem. You know, so we about to really roll it out for him in a big way. Me and my man Biggs, you know, I think that's who we're going to really, you know, put our forces behind. Yeah, Don't Call Me Lucky, Luxxy. Don't Call Me Lucky. Yeah, you know, of course, the kids, you know, my kids are incredible, man, like incredible. And sometimes I look at them like, wow, man, like they write, produce, you know, record, engineer, mix. They do all the stuff you hear from them. They've recorded it, mixed it down themselves, mastered it.
Wow.
You know, put it out on their own, you know. They're incredible, man. Like, I go in the studio and say, yo, show me. How do you, what did y'all, like, what setting is this? Like, they show, even my little ones, they know more about the Pro Tools than I do. Yeah. You know? And they're at the age where they're a sponge. Like, they can soak everything up and just know how to use it. Like, my daughter knows how to use my phone better than I do. I know what call and I know what text. That's, you know, and I know how to get on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah. Other than that, man, hey, it's a crapshoot.
These kids are amazing.
Yeah.
Tell the people where they can find you on social media.
Instagram is DJ Shakim, and Twitter is DJ Shakim, the number 1.
Okay.
Facebook, Shakim Hicks. But Instagram is where I live. You know, that's my wheelhouse. I don't stray too far from there, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying, but I'm one of them old dudes, man. I'm old, man. Ain't time for that, man.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yep.
Well, Shakim, we want to thank you for your time and thank you for coming through Without No DJ podcast. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it, man.
My man.
No doubt.